Hi, Veterinary Unicorns, Amy Newfield here. I'm really concerned about the veterinary community. Nobody knows how to take a break. And I'm not talking about the 30 or 60 minutes or the 15 minutes that are allotted to us that we should be taking. I'm talking about what a break is. A break is getting your brain, your mind, off of work. And for so many of us, we're not doing that. Think about what happens if you get a break. See the bunny ears? It's because it's not really a break. Again, break is defined when your brain stops thinking about work, even though you're in work. And so for most of us, when we get a break, we're shoving food down our throat at lightning speed. There's two ways you can eat food. The first is you can take a little piece of chocolate, put it on your tongue, savor every single moment. And it's amazing. Just let it melt. And the second way is what veterinary professionals do, which is just to ram down a bunch of food down your throat and you have no idea what you ate. This just happened a couple shifts ago to me. Someone said, "What'd you have for lunch?" And I was like, huh? I honestly couldn't remember. I couldn't remember tasting the food. I couldn't remember what I had packed 8 hours ago. I honestly had no idea what I ate for lunch. And that is because at lightning speed, we're just shoving food down our throat. I often say, we should just come up with a transdermal patch that has a whole bunch of calories in it. And just to keep on going, we just slap the patch on and we just keep trucking through the rest of the day, because that's literally what we're doing when we're taking a break. I'm going to go take a break and eat food. That doesn't count as a break because you're not taking your mind off of it. Instead, you're ramming food down at lightning speed and you're still thinking about all the cases out on the floor, what's coming in next, how annoyed you are throughout the day, how you're so fried and so exhausted. So here's the reality. I need every single person to make a conscious effort to start thinking about ways to take a true break. And here's the irony about taking an actual break. You have to think about not thinking about work. Easier said than done. You have to put in effort in order to actually alleviate stress on your brain. The irony is ever present. And so here are some ideas, but I want you guys to come up with your own ideas. And if you want to share underneath this post some of your own wonderful ideas, if you are great at actually taking a real break, that means really getting your mind off of work. Because studies have shown that if you can get your brain off of work, even for 5 or 10 minutes every other hour, you're actually less burned out, you're less stressed, you get to keep a little bit more of your own soul to go home with, and you make less medical mistakes. So getting your brain physically off of work and restructuring the chemistry in your brain is really important. So breathing exercises certainly help. It's not for everybody, but certainly mindful meditation is a very important way to get your brain off of work. Active meditation, go outside. Hopefully everybody's experiencing nicer weather here in the United States. It's starting to become spring. Go outside, enjoy that fresh air. I find though that even when you're walking around outside, your brain is still thinking about the next case. So instead, consciously look for birds and start thinking, I'm not going back inside until I see 5 birds or 10 birds. I know somebody who bought a bird book and she walks and she looks for birds and she reads about birds. Read a book. Even committing to reading 10 or 15 or 20 pages, your brain will get immersed in that story, whatever that looks like. You'll be transported into another world and away from work. This is amazing. Do that. If you have one of those guilty pleasure games on your phone, Candy Crush or whatever is the new thing. I have no idea. I don't play any of them. But certainly go on your phone and geek out for 5 or 10 minutes and get your brain off of work. Call somebody, have a conversation, get immersed in that conversation. If you have a pet at your work that you can bring, like we are lucky, we get to bring our dogs to work if we're working really long shifts. Take your own pet out, interact with them, be present in that moment and get your brain off of work. We are not good at taking breaks. And for us, a break means just, again, ramming food down at lightning speed without even tasting it. It's not okay. I need everybody to make a conscious effort in figuring out what works for them and getting their brain off of work. Because taking a break is really, really important. And yes, it's work to not think about work. Thank you guys so much. Please take care of yourselves. I know it's a super stressful time in veterinary medicine, and keep on being a unicorn.